Angry guy here, and men don't care if the world ends. Men don't care if the world ends. It's a difficult thing for a lot of people to fathom. Most women think that, men will always come and bail them out. Men will always come and save the day because they have to. It is men's duty to protect society. It is men's duty to maintain society. It is men's duty to protect women. No matter what women do, men will always want them. It is our burden and our curse. And it's funny because there are other men who seem to believe this as well. The truth and the absolute reality is that most men who are walking away don't care if the world ends. As long as they can relatively live a peaceful and happy life during the as the decline is occurring, they don't care. See, there's some people who are still fighting for the country, like, oh, we need to fight to save the world, and most men have moved on. They don't give a damn one way or another. They just want to enjoy their lives until those lives are over. They don't really care if things go on for another 1,000 years or another 100 years. That's not their business. The future is none of their business. Okay? All they're worried about is their present and their immediate future. That's it. There are some guys also who don't really care if the world comes to an end during their lifetime. They could, you guys may, you think I'm bluffing. You think some of these guys are bluffing. They're not. They could hear that, the world's coming to an end probably next year. And, like, maybe there's a meteor headed our way. And they would be very grateful. There would be some guys thanking God. Yes, there would be God fearing men thanking God, saying, thank you, God. It's finally coming to an end. You are real. You are king. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this reset. Someone would say, this is not a reset. This is the end of an era. This is the end of humanity. And they would go, oh, well, I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. Anyway, thankfully, it's finally going to be over. It's finally going to be over. And with the exception of a lot of guys who have children and they're worried about the future of their children, and they say, I can't get on board with this. I've got kids. With the exception of those guys, most men just don't care right now. Most men could care less. This is really what's happening with men walking away. I see these guys in the comments like saying things like, angry, how dare you talk about dropping a blueprint that will teach you how to use the system to survive and thrive, right, off the system. And I'm saying, and you're like, and there's some shamers in the chat, in the comments, like welfare king, welfare knight, and try to dissuade me from teaching you guys how to do this. The reality is that most men right now that are walking away from society don't care about society anymore. A lot of guys understand that women are getting theirs. Women are enjoying themselves. They've been taking advantage of the system forever. The system is broken. The system is rigged, and you trying to play along, and it's absolute nonsense. It is absolute nonsense. The problem with women what is that they try to live entirely off the system, and they don't actually plan ahead. They have no financial literacy. So, for example, as a man, we'll take whatever we get. We will basically buy the things that we need, buy the things that we want. We are minimalist by nature, and then everything else will basically go into savings and investments. It's true. I'm not dancing around it. Men, living within your means is very easy for the typical man. If you are not out there and you have no interest in getting into a relationship, having children, what expenses do you actually have as a man? Think about it logically. You're not going to go and buy an expensive car. You can pick up a great car right now. Like I'm looking at a 2011 Hyundai Tucson, 2010, 2011. Yo, that's $5,000 to $7,000. $5,000 to $7,000. I could buy that cash. I could buy that cash. I'm just giving you an example. Most men can pick up, and some of y'all, hit me up in the comments saying that you're driving cars from the 1990s. You're driving a 1990 this, and you bought this off this guy for nothing, $500, and you changed the tires, changed the spark plugs, you did this and this, and the car drives great. And then you have all these lunatics that are saying things like, don't like, that you shouldn't be living this type of way. You should be out there working. And guys, listen to me. You make as much as you need to make to survive and thrive, but that's about it. That's about it. Here's the thing about money. Money cannot buy you happiness. Money can facilitate happiness, but it cannot buy you happiness. There are people who have lots of money and they're absolutely miserable. That's not to say you should have no money, but it's to illustrate to you that ultimately it's about balance. It's 100% about balance, obtaining balance within your life. All right? You have, for example, a lot of these military guys, they did their years in the military, and now that they've done their years in the military, they're retired. And they're not trying to go out there and become millionaires. They're literally sleeping well, they're eating well, and they're living their best life. And they don't have that stress that some of y'all are still trying out there chasing after. I'm just being very honest with you. You know, it's about being happy. It's not about continuously grinding for the rest of your life. Look at this comment. So, this I had talked about, guys who, like, for example, join the military or law enforcement, and then they do their 20 years and they're collecting their check. Look at this guy right here. He said, "You described me. I'm 42 years old with 20 years of United States military service, and I'm already in retirement. Right now, I'm basically laying in bed at 8 a.m. about to go back to sleep while so many others are hustling straight to work. The thing is, I gave up my teens, 20s, and 30s to bust my butt serving a country that doesn't care. But I got the retirement at the end. That and the fact what that and the fact when I was 18 and heard the retirement for everyone is at 65, I said, what the heck could I do at 65? Pay medical bills? Screw that. I need to retire as early as possible. So I joined the military just for that reason and grunted it out. Not because it was a duty or even a free college. It was only because I didn't want to be an old wrinkled up prune who still pretends to be 40 and finally retirement that to be 40 and finally retire. That and the fact that I wanted to be done with the workplace before I got too many gray hairs." And he says, "Want to know the kicker? I'm thinking of content creating just for fun, since I've already been doing that for over 13 years. By my choice, not because I need money or I'm drowning in debt. It's just cause I can." Guys, he's living his best life. This is what I'm talking about. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Being able to have this type of freedom. Some of y'all are just like, "Oh, we gotta keep grinding. We gotta keep grinding." For what? For what? We as men, we are minimalist by nature. Okay? Once you create a source of passive income, why are you going to keep on grinding and grinding and grinding for more? I mean, if you have a job that you enjoy, cool. Do that. But this rat race nonsense, y'all, it's stupidity. Look at this comment from Jim. He says, "U.S. Army retired here in 2015 after 23 years. I never married, no kids, stacked cash, invested well, and a nice pension." I like that. "I do what I want and I work by choice. It's nice. No stress and peace. I earned every penny of my pension. I can tell you that." And he's responding to a video titled, "Men Don't Care If Society Goes to Hell." Guys, that's what you should be striving for. You should be striving to live a life of peace. A life of peace. Okay? Where you're not constantly chasing money. And there's this notion that, oh, you have to keep on getting more and more and more. No. You want to create balance in your life. And as I've said before, We are minimalist by nature. Once you don't have a woman and children in your life, men don't want all this junk around them. We want things to be simple, all right, where we can reach them quickly. We don't have to clean up a lot. We don't have to maintain a lot. This is how we are as this is how we are as men. Most of us, at least, we like our environments clean. We like things that we don't like clutter. We don't like a ton of junk. You know, that's how most men are. So we live, guys. We live at simplicity is luxury for us. Simplicity is luxury for us. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Men don't care if the world ends. What do you guys think regarding everything we discussed here today? I want to hear your thoughts, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.